So, Garrett and Alex.
Thank you, Link. Hello, everyone. I'm Garrett from Hong Kong Digital Asset Society, I'm the ExCo member. And then right next to me is Mr. Alex Au, our co-founder of Hong Kong Digital Asset Society. Today, we're very happy to be here. Tonight, we're going to share some interesting topics like the FinTech, the latest trend, and then also the future development, and as well as the digital asset and decentralized finance. So as a matter of fact, we just finished the hackathon 2 days ago at the Cyberport, Alex, when we had over 130 teams to join the HKDAS hackathon over the weekends, coming from 10 different countries. So we are so happy to be here, and we can share with all the students here tonight or someone online via Zoom. You can ask questions. So I'm going to be the facilitator for tonight, and I'm going to ask the question on behalf of yourself. Okay, so welcome, Alex.
Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Link, for the introduction. Let me share the screen first. I've got some material here to share with you guys. Yeah, you can see that. Okay. Let me introduce myself. I'm the co-founder of HKDAS, Hong Kong Digital Asset Society. So we are an NGO to provide public education in digital assets. We also want to promote opportunities to students, provide internship and also mentorship to students. Also, we communicate with government to promote the industry in Hong Kong. I'm also the co-founder and chief investment officer of Athletics Capital Management, which is a hedge fund company in Hong Kong. So I have been in the area of finance for almost 30 years now. So we are very proud to be a strategic partner for this FinTech Olympiad 2023 event. Okay, what is FinTech? If you want to learn about technology, I think you first have to know the most updated trend. What's the hot topic? So do you have any idea over the past 2 months, what has been the hottest topic in technology? You have any idea? Just the past 2 months. AI. What about the AI? Chatbot. Yeah, ChatGPT is the hottest topic. So yeah, let me play this 1 minute video first. Just 1 minute.
Financial technology, commonly referred to as FinTech, refers to the integration of technology in the delivery of financial services. It encompasses a broad range of technological advancements and innovations aimed at improving and automating the traditional financial services sector. FinTech has the potential to increase access to financial services for underbanked populations, streamline financial transactions, and provide customers with new and innovative financial products. FinTech companies are disrupting the traditional financial services sector by offering more efficient, cost-effective, and user-friendly experiences. They are also challenging established financial institutions by providing customers with access to innovative financial products and services. The rapid growth of technology has paved the way for the exponential expansion of FinTech, and it is anticipated that this trend will continue to shape the future of finance. In conclusion, the rise of FinTech represents a transformation in the financial industry, changing the way people access, manage, and invest their money. As such, it is a critical area of study for students interested in finance, technology, and their intersection.
So this introduction of FinTech was actually generated by ChatGPT. So I input the command of introduction of FinTech in a professional way to a group of very talented university students. So this is what ChatGPT is about. They're telling you about this. So talking about ChatGPT, you look at this chart. There are so many different technology companies over the past 20 years. So Netflix, 20 years ago, 24 years ago, it took them 3.5 years to get 1 million subscribers. Facebook spent how long? 10 months. Instagram, 2.5 months. How about ChatGPT? Just 5 days. So the technology is exponentially growing in our life. So everyone needs to be involved in this. And just the past few days, I have read some articles from the online media talking about 10 jobs which will be challenged by AI. So 4 of these jobs are actually related to finance. So exactly FinTech. FinTech is going to replace these 4 jobs: accountant, doing market research, finance jobs like financial analyst, financial advisor. Lastly, the traders, equity traders, even portfolio managers. The AI can generate investment decision for the clients. They don't need trader, they don't need fund manager anymore, because the computer can also send the order to the stock exchange directly without needing to use any trader. So that's why it's very important for all of us here to understand what FinTech is going to disrupt the world. So why FinTech? Why do we introduce technology in financial services? Because it's easier. For example, mobile banking. For you guys, you may not know, but actually 20, 30 years ago, banking, you need to line up in the bank. You need to, if you want to check the balance of your bank account, actually you can only look at your book, the small book, you print the balance on the book, but without, it's not real-time updating. So I think technology has significantly enhanced banking. Now you can check the balance anytime, you can send money anytime. It's faster as well. FinTech make a lot of transaction and services much faster. For example, you send money to overseas, remitting money. It can be done immediately. In the past, it may take a couple of days because of time zone difference as well. It's definitely cheaper. For example, like what I mentioned, investment management. Now, if you need an investment manager or investment advisor to advise you on your portfolio, you need to pay them probably 1% a year. But with the introduction of robo-advisor, using robot as an advisor, they analyze your risk profile, your investment expectation at the market. They recommend different products for you because they know the different risk, volatility, correlation with different markets. So that actually make the financial services much cheaper. And last but not the least, more accessible and low risk. In other part of the world, a lot of the places in the world, actually, some people cannot get financial services. Even in the US, you think it's very advanced, right? It is. But still, 5% of the population do not get a bank account, cannot get financial services because of the high entry barrier, service charge, etc., minimum requirement, etc. So they cannot get a service. With the help of FinTech, actually, that can cater more and more people. This 5% of people can be helped by decentralized finance. It's also lower risk because the settlement is instant. So I'll tell you more about this later. A lot of you have studied some FinTech. You may know this term, ABCD of FinTech. A is stand for artificial intelligence, B is blockchain, C cloud computing, and D is big data. So in this Meetup series, we are going to invite a lot of different experts, like Ling had just mentioned, from different areas. So for AI, we have one of the biggest company, SenseTime, sending their senior management to talk to you guys in a couple of weeks. Blockchain, I'm representing Hong Kong Digital Asset Society. So I'm going to tell you more about how digital asset and blockchain can enhance financial services. Obviously, some other experts will talk about cloud computing and big data. So hopefully you can learn something from this whole series. Right, okay. Let's start to talk about digital asset. So everything starts from what? Bitcoin. And then starting from Bitcoin, nowadays, there are a lot of other coins, like over 10,000 of different coins now. But Bitcoin obviously was the first one. And from these coins, some of the coins actually are acting as a computing platform. It's like your Android or your iOS. It's a platform that enable other people to write applications on the platform. So in the decentralized world, it's the same. For example, Ethereum is a platform for people to write the app on it. So you see DAPP is decentralized app, stand for decentralized apps. People write different apps on those platforms. And some of the platforms are used for finance. So DeFi, DEFI, decentralized finance. Some of the apps are used for financial services. For example, it's banking, lending, borrowing, or money exchange, etc. And then you can see NFT is the next. NFT is already commonly adopted in a lot of businesses. And I'll also tell you something more about that. And lastly, but not least, also Metaverse. Metaverse is going to be, I think, in the next 5 to 10 years, we will all have a chance to live in the Metaverse, or at least spend some time every day in the Metaverse. Have you heard about this term Web3, 3.0? Any idea what it is? So if we want to talk about Web3, we need to know what is Web 1 and Web 2, right? So what's Web 1, 1.0? That's actually the period before you were born, because it was in the 1990s when people started using internet. Web 1.0 is basically just one way, one directional use of the internet. For example, you go to the internet to search for some information, to look at the news. You use it like a yellow page, the old school yellow page. I don't know whether you know what this is, yellow page. So you look for information, it's just one way. Web 2.0 started from the late 90s to now. They are two way, like what? Facebook, Google, or Instagram. Okay, you look at something from there is one way, but at the same time, you can upload some information to the web as well. For example, your comment, your photo. So this is two-way communication. So this is called Web 2.0. So now 3.0. 3.0 mostly is characterized by decentralization, because over the past few years, people find that these big internet giants, they are getting a lot of information from you guys, your privacy, your data, and they monetize it. They sell the information to other people. They generate the profit without sharing with you and using your privacy. So Web 3.0 is targeting this. They want to give the privacy back to the control of the user. And if they want to monetize it, they want the user to have a say, to share this part of the profit as well. So this is the idea behind Web 3.0, decentralization and control by the user. So all these three things are, when you may see Web 3 in a lot of different occasions, but mostly they refer to these three things: cryptocurrency, NFT, Metaverse. All these things can be called Web 3. Excuse me, this control is not working. Okay. Right. Citi got a research on about the Web3 market globally in 2030. So they analyzed that. They think that by 2030, there will be at least 1 billion people in the world involving in Web3, and the market size will be $1.2 trillion. So that's pretty substantial, actually. And if you look at this chart, you can see why companies are so interested in this, because this growth rate right now, 2023, is just $92 billion, but it is growing exponentially. And that's why Facebook need to change their name to Meta, because they are seeing this potential, this trend going forward. A lot of companies in the US or globally are also looking into Web3 transformation. So this is something you need to be aware of. It's the big trend. Even the US government, Biden, announced an executive order in early last year, talk about 6 points. Basically, the first three you can kind of expect it, because it talk about investor protection, risk and also prevent illicit activities, etc. I want to draw your attention to the last 3 points. So number 4 is U.S. competitiveness and leadership in digital assets. So U.S. government is aware of the trend in digital asset globally. So they want to maintain their leadership globally in this new technology. Number 5 is improve equality and financial inclusion. This is exactly what I said about the 5% non-bank population in the US. They want this technology to give an opportunity for these non-bank individuals to have a chance to use financial services. So digital asset is one way to provide that. And number 6 is to research and develop the potential CBDC for US. CBDC stands for Central Bank Digital Currency. That means it's a digital US dollar. So US government is also studying the development of the digital US dollar, like China. China is pretty advanced in digital central currency, digital RMB, right? So US is also looking at that. How about Hong Kong? Hong Kong has not been very friendly to this industry, to be honest. That's why maybe you have heard that some of the companies have moved away from Hong Kong to Singapore over the past few years in cryptocurrency market. But 3 months ago, Hong Kong government announced this new policy statement about virtual assets. So they want to be more open and inclusive for this industry. And they also recognize virtual asset is here to stay. Will continue to grow here. So they want to give more opportunity for the industry here to grow. So this technology basically uses the so-called distributed ledger technologies, DLT, or as I said, Web3. So they recognize the potential of this in finance and commerce. So the SFC also conduct consultation on whether allowing retail investors to participate in that, because until now, officially, retail investors are still not allowed to buy or sell with to be involved in virtual assets. So, but it's very, very likely to be allowed in the next few months after this consultation. And also, the Hong Kong government a few months ago also started a pilot programs. For example, they issue an NFT. So Hong Kong government issued NFT for the first time. Maybe you don't know, but they did. They issue a few hundred of NFT during the FinTech week. And then number 2 is green bond organization. So the government issued some green bond using the token technology to issue the bond. And lastly, Hong Kong is also studying the use of Hong Kong Hong Kong dollar. So just like the RMB. So this is the latest development of Hong Kong. I think that's why, because of the Hong Kong's change in attitude, become more welcoming to this technology. So that's why I think there will be a lot of potential for you guys to learn more about this technology. Okay, what exactly is cryptocurrency? Are they for real? Are they really here to stay? What are they? And what are Bitcoin and Ethereum? You heard a lot about these, but what are they? And what else can they be used for apart from speculation? If you are an NBA fan, you must know that the stadium for the Los Angeles teams, Clippers and Lakers, have already changed their name to Crypto.com Arena. So maybe in Hong Kong, you don't see a lot of sponsorship from crypto company, but in the US, actually, it's everywhere already. Starbucks also use some crypto asset to as their loyalty program. They reward their customer by paying them some NFT. So this is just some of the example how the big corps in the US are already utilizing Web3 to promote their company. So back to the very basic. What is Bitcoin? This is we call this a white paper. This white paper of Bitcoin was published by some guy called Satoshi Nakamoto. No one knows who he is because no one has ever seen him. Anyway, this paper was published in 2008. So what happened there? What happened 15 years ago in 2008? Anyone have any idea? A thing happened in the world. 2008, big event. Financial crisis, global financial crisis. This is very long-lasting. This incident has very long-lasting impact. basically what happened at that moment was that a lot of banks nearly collapsed. Actually, some of them collapsed already, like Lehman Brothers. You heard about that, but some of the major banks like Citi or Bank of America also nearly collapsed at that point until the US government saved them. So people did not did not believe in the bank anymore. So if you have money saved in the bank, you're worried about that. If I send you some money, I may worry that tonight the bank collapses and you don't get the money tomorrow. So this guy, Satoshi Nakamoto, he invented a new system called Bitcoin, and it's a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. Peer-to-peer means there's no middleman in it. I send you money, we don't need to go through a bank because it's directly from my wallet to your wallet. There's no middleman. So we don't need to worry about any middleman collapsing. So this is called decentralization, because we don't have a central organization to do this. So this is the essence of all the crypto Web3 is decentralization. But obviously, what you heard about is the speculation of Bitcoin. So over the past 15 years, since Bitcoin was born, it has been very volatile. So this chart just look at the past 6 years. You can see it started from almost zero. Even 6 years ago, it was almost zero, and then went up to 20,000, went down, and then it went to the peak at November 2021 at the price of 69,000, and it drops back after last year. It's like a bear market last year. Now it's around 23,000. So it's really very volatile. But this is just a speculation aspect. There are lots of other aspects that I think you should pay more attention to. So how about Ethereum? You know about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a payment system, electronic payment system. How about Ethereum? Is it another electronic payment system? No. Ethereum was born, actually it was about 2015. It was 2014. It was actually invented by a Canadian Russian guy. So in his white paper, you can see that in his white paper, what did he say? A next generation smart contract and decentralized application platform. So like what I just said previously earlier, like your mobile phone, iOS or Android. Ethereum is an operating system, just like those operating systems. This system is decentralized. So on top of this system, you can write application on it, but also decentralized. That means there's no central organization running this platform or running those decentralized systems. And people transact with other counterparties on a peer-to-peer basis. And there's no need for permission. No one, you don't need to apply for anything to get into the system. You don't need to apply to get a wallet to transact in Bitcoin. This is very different from the existing world, because if you want to trade stock, you want to open a bank account, you need the permission. Now you don't. So this is also a major difference in decentralized world, in this decentralized world. So the white paper with Ethereum talk about smart contract. What smart contract is? It sounds very smart, but it's actually not very smart. It's just like a normal programming. For example, the first step is how is it contract. So in this smart contract, you have the pre-program or your precondition. You set a condition there. I give you an example. I would say if you put a box of rice here tonight at 8 o'clock, I'll give you $100. So this is the contract between me and you. 8 o'clock tonight, a box of rice and $100. So this is a pre-programmed contract. And then step 2, chain of event. So at 8 o'clock, I'll check whether there's a box of rice. If yes, I'll give the guy $100. If no, then nothing happened. So the event. So number 3 is the settlement, the payment of this transfer of the payment and the rice. So it's settled. So it's just like any programming. You have written a code that there is a if then else condition. It's like that. So the smart contract is actually as simple as that. It's if then else. then this is smart contract. So you can write a lot of this kind of condition in the decentralized app and make use of different usage in the whole system. So this is where, so in the future, when you hear about the term smart contract, you know this is what it is about. It's not particularly smart. So it's just computer code. So let me summarize the characteristic of cryptocurrency. Number one is the decentralized. There's no need for a central organization like a bank, like an exchange, like a brokerage house. There's no need for such a intermediate company. Number two is permissionless. You don't need permission to do anything, to do this. You don't need to apply for permission to do this. Number three is immutable. Immutable actually means you cannot change it. So if a transaction is done, or if my condition is offered, for example, this 8 o'clock dinner box, if it's on the smart contract, and I cannot say no. If you really put the box of rice here, I cannot back off because it's immutable. I cannot change anything once it's written there, because I would have deposited my $100 in it already. I cannot take it out. So number four is trustless. You don't need to trust anyone. Just like this box, dinner box example. I don't need to trust anyone. You don't need to trust me. I don't need to trust you. As long as there's a box of rice there, the transaction is done. And you don't need to trust me because I have already deposited the $100 in the system. So it's trustless. So these four are the major features of decentralized system. So what are the other applications apart from speculation or investment? Is working like operating system, like I mentioned just now. It can be used for decentralized finance. I'll talk more about this later. It can also be used in stablecoin or central bank digital currency. Stablecoins you may have heard about USDC, USDT. So these coins are linked to the fiat currency, i.e. the link to the real money we have been using. Non-fungible token, NFT or metaverse. So I'll also talk more about that. And lastly, GameFi, game plus finance, because right now you have been playing computer game, mobile game, but you have been giving out money, buying the weapon or the skin, etc. But once you stop playing this, it's a total loss. You can't get back any money. But with the introduction of blockchain inside this game, actually, each weapon, each skin is a separate NFT. You can trade it to other people, and then you can get the money back. So this is a really new concept that's combining blockchain into game to make it more some finance element inside the game. So, okay, using NFT as investment or collectible. Look at this tweet. I'm not sure how many of you use Twitter, but you know Twitter, right? Twitter is very commonly used social media platform, especially in the US. Donald Trump had tweet every day in the past. So this guy, Jack, was actually the CEO and one of the co-founders of Twitter. And at the time of 2006, March 21st, he set up his Twitter account. So this is the first tweet. He said, I just set up my Twitter. And in 2021, he captured this screen and sell it as an NFT to the market, and people auction, people bid for it. And then eventually he sold it for $2.9 million. So it's a lot of money. Yeah, actually, last year, 2022, the buyer of this NFT put up this NFT in an auction and want to sell it at a higher price. Guess what? How much did he get? So 1 year later, he put this NFT to the market again to sell it, want to flip it. How much did he get? Last year was a bear market for all the crypto, for NFT. So obviously, he didn't get a good price. He made a huge loss. How big was the loss? The best bid for this Twitter, for this NFT last year was just less than $300. Less than $300. So he lost 99.99%. So you can see, if you use this NFT as an investment, you are taking a lot of risk because it's very difficult to value such thing. If you like it as a collectible, just like collecting stamp or card is fine, but not at this price, obviously, and not at this price. We're seeing the trend of the NFT. It's not just profile pic anymore. People are using NFT combining with the real world product there's a term called phygital, P-H-I-G-I-T-A-L, combining physical and digital. So for example, whiskey NFT. An issuer last year sold 200 bottles of whiskey using NFT. So they sold the NFT. Whoever buys this NFT have the right to redeem a bottle of whiskey. So in the meantime, the whiskey is stored at the cellar for 1 or 2 years. So you can trade your NFT to other buyers. And the buyer can pay high or low. And then once they want to drink it, they use NFT to redeem the whiskey. So this is one way people are using NFT. It is used as a certificate for a real product. So it can be a certificate for a building, a house, or a car. You can be creative and use it in any way, or jewelry, right? Nike also is using NFT to promote their products. So they are issuing some NFT on the sneakers. So if you buy this NFT, you can redeem for a pair of new stickers. It's more like a collectible. You can try to flip it and make a profit as well. Disney is also trying to engage their customer to the Web3 world. So customer can create their own avatar, and they can play some games there inside their metaverse. They're using the Polygon blockchain system. So it's like Ethereum. Polygon is also another system that people can write the decentralized app on. So another use of NFT is for fractionalization. So you can see this CryptoPunk NFT is cut into 100 small units. So because it's very expensive, the NFT itself is very expensive, maybe $100,000 US. So now by cutting it into 100 pieces, each piece only costs 1,000. So for people who cannot afford to buy the whole NFT, they can buy a fraction of it. And if the whole NFT is resold or another higher price, you get the profit. So this is another idea how people utilize this technology in finance, in investment. So you can apply this to a Picasso painting, or to a diamond, or to a building. So you can apply the same concept to other physical goods. So that was about NFT. Lastly, I want to talk about decentralized finance. So you heard about decentralized finance a lot. Why decentralized? So what is centralized finance in the first place? Like I said before, centralized finance is the financial world what we are experiencing right now. You want to have a financial service, mostly is a banking, investment, insurance. It's all centralized. You need to trust a company. There's a company doing this business. You become a customer of this company, and you transact with them. So this company will decide whether they want you on board as their customer. They can stop you from transacting. They also make money from you, and you have to trust them as well. So decentralized finance is designed to tackle all of the above problems. So here, there's no company here. It's just a company code, a platform there. So firstly, you need to have some liquidity providers. So let's say this platform is to trade Bitcoin and USDC. So I want to be a liquidity provider. I put up some Bitcoin and USDC here. Then whoever want to trade can go to this pool to transact. You put down some USDC, you get some Bitcoin back. What's the difference between this and the traditional exchange? You may have experience in buying and selling stocks. So if you need to buy a stock, for example, HSBC in the exchange, you're only willing to pay $50 for one share. But the seller is only willing to sell at 51. So 50 and 51. No one wants to meet in the middle. So at the end of the day, there may be no transaction at all. not even one transaction, because no one was willing to pay up to 51. So this is the problem of existing financial system. But with this liquidity provider methodology mechanism here, I have already put down all this in the pool. So you come in, you just transact there. You put down your USDC, you get your Bitcoin at a certain price. So this is significantly enhanced. You don't need to take a counterparty risk. You don't need to wait for the exchange to open and close, because it's working 24 hours and 7 days a week. And also, no one will, you don't need to apply for an account to trade with it. You just connect your wallet to trade there. In return, I get some commission fee, transaction fee, and earn some reward from the platform. So this is how decentralized finance work. Give you a real life example. Actually, the Singapore government is very advanced. They have already done an experiment in digital finance. They partnered with last year. They partnered with JP Morgan and DBS Bank to do that. So how did that work? Imagine you're a Singaporean. You only have Sing dollar, but you want to buy a Japanese bond. So you put down your Sing dollar in one of these DeFi protocol called Aave, AAVE, Aave. You put down your Sing dollar there, and you borrow some Japanese yen from this platform. And then you take this Japanese yen to another platform called Uniswap. In that Uniswap platform, there's a Japanese bond and Japanese yen pool there. Someone provided liquidity there. So you put down your Japanese yen there, and then you get the bond, organized bond. So this is, he did this experiment last year and has been very smoothly. So we're not sure whether the financial system will really move into that direction, but at least it works. And I won't be very surprised more and more of this transaction will be done in decentralized finance. So, like I said at the last line there, the benefits of this is no counterparty risk. You don't need to trust anyone, and instant settlement. Right now, you go to stock exchange, you buy a stock. It takes 2 days to settle. All right. How about what happens if these 2 days suddenly something goes wrong? The exchange goes down, or something happened to the financial market. With the decentralized finance, the settlement is instant. Once the transaction is done, you get the asset you want. So this is the benefit of having the decentralized finance system. Okay, that's a brief discussion of what I've done today. If you want to learn more about digital assets, you can feel free to join us through this QR code. We have a website there, we have social media platform there. You can follow us as well. Okay.
Thank you, Alex. Let's give a round of applause to our speaker. So I got a few questions here from the audience and all the friends and guests. And actually, the first question is about the FinTech. We'll talk about DeFi, decentralized finance. Do we really need everything to be decentralized, or what's the major difference between DeFi or traditional finance?
I think some people, or the so-called crypto native, they want everything to be decentralized because they don't like the government. They are anti-establishment. That's the original idea of all these crypto things. But we're also seeing the advantage and disadvantage of being fully decentralized and centralized. For example, in a centralized system, you have those trust problem, permission problem. But in a fully decentralized system, you also have other problems like anti-money laundering. You know, the bad guys can use the system without anyone knowing and launder the money. So this is definitely also something we don't want to see. So I think at the end of the day, it's good to be something in the middle. Just like Hong Kong government, they originally didn't like it, but now they think there will be some good elements in it. So they are willing to walk over to the decentralized world or the crypto world. Crypto world also experienced some really significant setback last year. For example, the collapse of the Luna Terra ecosystem during the middle of last year, and also by the end of last year was the collapse of the FTX exchange platform. So I think having fully decentralized may not be necessarily a good thing. So sometimes we also need government control, government supervision, while we also want to maintain some innovation there.
Thank you, Alex. And what about the future? You talk about the Hong Kong government. We had obviously FinTech Week last October. The government announced a little, have a different approach about the FinTech industry, also crypto or the blockchain. So what do you see in the next 5 years? What's going to happen in Hong Kong or in Asia?
The Hong Kong government's approach is trying to use the same rule, because right now Hong Kong is supervising or regulating the financial institution, the broker or the investment circle through the SFC. So if you're a money manager, if you're a broker, you're subject to certain kind of rules for trading securities. So they also want similar rules to govern the company running crypto business. For example, if you want to open a crypto exchange in Hong Kong, you also have to be subject to very similar rule, like what? Like money laundering, money laundering criteria. When you open an account with your customer, you need to go through certain procedure. This is very important. I think this is something that the government thinks is the most important. And secondly, is investor protection. Like last year, FTX, even it looks like it's a very big exchange globally, it can still go bust. So the government wants this company to have a very robust custodian and internal control within the system to look after the assets of the clients. So I think these two are the most major thing the government wants to have. Once these procedures are in place, you can do the business you want. So I think in the next 5 years, Hong Kong will start to catch up a little bit, because if you look at the history of the whole crypto world or the crypto native, 5 years ago, Hong Kong was really the center, global crypto hub of the world. FTX was founded here, and some other major exchanges was founded here as well. Binance actually had a big base in Hong Kong as well. A lot of projects were started here. But because of the situation of China completely banned all the crypto activities. So I think some companies get worried, even in Hong Kong as well. So they move away to Dubai, to US, to Singapore. But now with a more clear stance from the government, even though it's still banned in China, but Hong Kong is one country, two system. They allow such activities in Hong Kong. So I think we're starting to see some of the companies starting to think about Hong Kong as a base. For instance, in a few weeks, we have invited the executive from Step N to come to talk to you guys. So Step N is one of the major move to earn protocol. So they actually founded in Australia. They were based in Australia before. Now the Cyberport has invited them to come to Hong Kong, and they will come to Hong Kong as well. So that's why I'm more optimistic about Hong Kong's future in this industry.
Okay, thank you. And okay, for the students, okay, some of the students are from business school or engineering school, or computer science. So what's the future for them in this FinTech industry? What do you think they can do for now or after they graduate? What kind of job they're looking for? Maybe not traditional finance, or go to HSBC and apply for a trainee program, management trainee. Maybe those won't exist anymore, right?
Well, FinTech Olympiad is sponsored by HSBC.
Yeah, I'm just not sure. Maybe they will still offer some jobs, but the FinTech world, how do I get myself ready?
Yeah, I think if you look at one of the first slides I shared today is about the job which will disappear, or which will be replaced or challenged by AI. Let me show you again. So I think these kind of jobs really is a risk, because just like what I did in the introduction, I used the ChatGPT to generate the introduction speech. In fact, a few days ago, when we had the hackathon event, I also used ChatGPT to write a welcoming message. So whether you study finance or technology or any other discipline, technology is going to replace a lot of the jobs. Use data analytics and AI to make things more secure, more convenient, and more personalized for the users. So I think you need to be able to be on top of the latest trend. You need to understand how you can use the AI to help you and avoid those jobs that can be replaced by AI. So the best thing, of course, is you will be able to write code for AI, right? You can create a new AI yourself, but it's very difficult. So I think you, at least right now, you need to get used to the AI that is offered in the market. So for example, ChatGPT, use it as much as you can, because with that, you can learn more. You can understand how AI can really do and replace the jobs. With that, you can get hold of the latest trend and the trend, and also avoid a potential setback in your job in the future.
Hey, thank you, Alex. So we're going to ask some audience. Do you have any questions for Alex? Any questions? Or maybe in Zoom?
Okay, chat. Right. Final year student major in data science, interested in FinTech. What opportunities should I focus? There are challenges from HKDAS, and may I have some suggestion on career development in FinTech? Yeah, like we talked about a couple of days ago, we organized a hackathon. HKDAS organized a hackathon. We had 130 teams participated from across the world. We were very surprised because we originally focused more in Hong Kong, but we had teams from Australia, Canada, US, even from Africa to join the competition. So I think lots of people are already using different ways to equip themselves. This is by participating in this kind of competition, like even FinTech Olympiad. I think it's very good to help you to really think about some real problem, because in this kind of competition, you need to identify a problem. You need to find a way to solve this problem and find your target customer, and really think about a business model there. So I think these are very practical way for you to learn FinTech rather than just from the textbook. This is one way you can equip yourself. And also as an employer, when I look at the CV, every year we hire people, right? We look at the CV. If you just tell me what course have you studied, I think it's not very a lot of value add, because studying this, you can just take an online course and study yourself. I think more importantly, I want to see what your internship has done. What competition have you done? So because by doing this, you really learn about what the real world is happening. So I would encourage the students interested in FinTech, go to find an internship, summer job about this different area of FinTech, different area of finance and technology, and equip themselves and participate in some of these competitions, beef up your CV, and also join more of the seminar like today.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Alex. Any questions from the floor? Don't be shy. Yes. You can press the mic.
Press the button here. Yeah.
Do you think which firm can benefit from Web 3.30?
Which trend?
Which firm?
From?
Or which company or which
company?
industry? Yes.
Actually, like I said, most of the big companies have already got a strategy for Web3. Recently, we have seen a job ads from HSBC hiring people, taking care of the Web3 strategy. Hong Kong SFC also hiring people for digital asset. So it's not any particular company, it's the whole world need to move to that direction, need to adopt that. Because it is a way to engage more of your customer, the world is moving. So it's just like many years ago when there's a new technology, people don't understand it, don't want to use it. But as times go, people start to try to get used to it and will use it. For example, mobile banking. Now you won't go to open an account with a bank without mobile banking service. So I think all the company will benefit from this trend. If a company do not want to participate, they will lose out. So Web3 is not just cryptocurrency, like I said, NFT, metaverse. The winner for our hackathon this year actually is a project about metaverse. They used metaverse to train workers from the industry. So you put on your VR glass, and there's an image, there's a 3D image inside the glass. You learn how to control this and fix this problem, or even for doctor to do surgery, you can use a VR to train them. So it's a lot of things can happen in the metaverse. Company use metaverse to engage their customer, or to play game, or to teach, or to do fitness exercise, etc. So there will be a lot of different aspects that can utilize this Web3 idea. And it's just up to your imagination. That's why I have advised you to learn more about this, know the latest trend, and try to get used to it, so that when you apply for a job, when you work for your next job, you can contribute some new idea there. There's a lot of opportunity for new idea. Okay, any more questions?
Maybe for those who would like to join the competition, but have something in mind, but not a very concrete idea, maybe you can ask Alex for advice.
Yeah, anyone actually planning to sign up to join the FinTech Olympic, the competition? Anyone here? Yeah, 1 or 2. Okay. So can you share a little bit about your idea with us? Maybe you can just give you some advice right away. You don't have to wait for a month or 2.
Hi, I'm Pat, and our group are from Thailand. Well, in Thailand, just like a half month, that is just like the existing of online lottery, and there is a lot of problem from that. So, for example, like there are like 3 people claiming that they own this number to get a prize. So to share my ideas on this Olympiad, but not that strange idea yet. It's about like putting lotteries or other kind of legal gambling into blockchain or some kind of this thing. It would make it like safer for player of this kind of gambling. Nowadays there is like lottery pools already. I already know like lottery pools that you share money, just like you put $100 to buy like 100 of number. But it's not that safe. Like to make it safer or to make it easier to get and decentralize the middle guys, because like the lottery pools is still have the middle guys. So yeah, that's our idea, like to put the lottery into this kind of thing. Do you have any opinion?
Yeah, I think using blockchain, applying blockchain in gambling is a very good idea, especially for online gambling. Of course, it's illegal in Hong Kong right now to do that. But if you in other country, if you gamble online, you may think that the platform may be doing some trick behind, right? They will make sure, or even if you win, they may not tell you, and they may not give you the fair return. But if you put everything on blockchain, the code can be audited by an independent third party. So if I'm a player, I trust this code, I trust this platform, I'm more willing to play because I know it's more fair, and there's no trick behind that. So I think just like what you said, I think even in Thailand or anywhere in the world, if you move this lottery or gambling to online place, and then you use blockchain to make sure that no one can change the code and everything is recorded there, and with transparency, people will be more willing to participate in it. So I think it's a good idea.
Okay, any other teams or any other ideas you want to share? Yes, go ahead.
Okay, hello. First of all, I really like the topic that you said in here in today's session, and especially the Project Guardian, the one that you said about the tokenized bond, about exchanging the Singapore dollars and Japanese yen. But you said that there's no counterparty risk, right? But I'm still curious that is that really not a risk, like for example, a security risk or stealing a digital asset stuff. Yeah.
Okay. The decentralized finance, I think it's really no counterparty risk, but there may be other risks. So why there's no counterparty risk? Because let's say you want to buy the Japanese bond. For me, I'm the liquidity provider. I have to deposit yen and the bond into the system before you trade. So I provide all this liquidity into the system. And then you come here to trade. So who is the counterparty? I supposedly is your counterparty, but I will already put up all my asset there, so I cannot take it out. So for you, you just come in, earn your yen, and get your bond. There's really no counterparty risk because it happens instantly. At the time you deposit your money, you get the bond. So there's no counterparty risk, but there may be some other risk. So you may have heard about a lot about the hacker, right? They like to target this kind of DeFi platform. So there's a security risk. They can look through the code and find some loophole there, and they take advantage of that. There's really such a risk there. So I think this is still an early stage of this DeFi technology. It has to develop to be a more robust platform before it can be used commonly. Mm-hmm. And lastly, on the screen, I see this question about watching the movie Megan. I don't know what movie is that. You have an idea? No, so I can't have any opinion. I haven't watched this movie.
We've been working too hard over time. Most of the time we're still working right now, so we really have time to go watch Netflix, right?
Yeah, but for a movie about this Web3 world, I'm sure you have watched the movie Ready Player One. If not, I suggest you to take a look at Ready Player One. How about American guy, like 10 or 20 years later, they live in the metaverse world. So I think this is a very good imagination for the use of the Web3 and metaverse technology. Okay.
Okay, any more questions? Okay, if not, so we're gonna do a quick summary today, what we've learned from Alex. So thank you very much. First of all, so what Alex suggests is that we should really participate in all the upcoming competition, in Hong Kong, not just maybe HKDAS or the one organized from CityU. And you should really get into it because you wanted to create some of your ideas with friends, your teammates, and all together, put together a startup idea or FinTech idea, and then you can come up and present your idea. So we have a panel of judges from the industry that can give you a lot of advice. That's number one. Number two, we can actually get to meet these people. Maybe they are going to be your future employers or even internship. I'm sure every one of you are looking for internship for the summer, right? So, but how do you get internship? Can you just do internship by sitting at home and sending emails? I don't think you can do that in today's world. So you need to come out and meet some people in real life. Okay. And then number three, it's the networking. You will be able to meet a lot more people. Like, for example, we have 140 teams. Of course, not 140 teams showed up because we picked the top 20 team to come to Cyberport. But if you have a good idea, and then you can meet the rest, the 19 teams who are from different schools, different backgrounds, different countries, and you can make friends and actually learn about their ideas as well. Not just your idea, your ideas about casino or gambling or lottery, but someone else might have another idea. Like about, we talk about the ESG. A lot of people have presented the ESG program, the idea, carbon credit and exchange and all that. So a lot of the things that you can actually learn out from school, you can actually learn from others, right? And then we have HKDAS also organize a lot of the activities that you can join as a free membership. There's a free membership we just posted on the screen earlier, so you can join us and learn more about digital asset. And we always invite very good speaker from the industry, even the people from ATA, right? ATA, TechFin, and then Asian from New World Development. He's one of the senior mentor who actually mentored one of our best team coming in the mentorship program. And then we also have the talent program. So we actually let the team, the top 20 team, to participate in the talent program. Talent program is kind of like a one-on-one or matching program that we will assign a mentor to you. And then we will actually get in touch with you and follow up with you, have maybe a monthly coffee chat, or we actually have Zoom meeting with you and see how it's going with your project. We want to keep updating, get updates from you on. We're going to continue to give some advice, valuable advice to you. Hopefully we can help you to fine tune your program, your projects and all that. So get it ready for launching. Okay, so so many different benefits by joining different hackathon or the CityU FinTech Olympic. So thank you, everyone. So we'll be here around for another 10 minutes. So if you have any questions, just come up to us. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex and Garrick. Just a reminder, next section will be 28th of February. It's next Tuesday and will be delivered by HSBC. Topic is about future of digital banking. So don't miss the chance. Come and join us. Thank you.